We're going to begin down on your mat. Today we don't have a mat, we're just on the grass. So down on the ground in child's pose. So come behind your ball and bring your big toes together to touch, knees anywhere from touching to what would be about mat width apart. You can decide what feels best in your body. Then gently roll the ball forward. And as you're down in this position, allow your head, neck, and face to relax. And then gently pull your chest towards the ground. Nothing too extreme, but a gentle dropping here in that area will allow the muscles in your upper back, so the space between your shoulder blades, to get a nice stretch. And sometimes I like to even nod my head yes a few times, shake no, just as a way to loosen up my neck and intensify the stretch and the, circulation in that area. 2 more deep breaths to warm up your body. If some gentle rolling side to side with your ball would feel good, feel free to do that as well. Once you've finished those 2 breaths, use your next inhale to roll up slowly. Bring your belly button to the ball. We're not going quite to that yet. Come up onto your knees. Bring your knees together so they're touching, squeeze them. So that's going to activate your inner thighs. And then bring your hands on the ball. The further you start with the ball away, the more challenging this one becomes. Then take an inhale to prep. On your exhale, roll out just a few inches, hold, and come back. Inhale to prep. Exhale, roll out. Hold on an inhale, belly button to your spine. Exhale, pull back. Now keep moving like that at your own pace. As you want a bigger challenge today or one day someday, you can begin to make your range of motion larger. So I'll show you what I mean. I inhale to prep, exhale, really roll out. Inhale, hold. Exhale, pull back. Now, as you're doing this, feel in your body that you kind of want to cave in your chest like this. Don't let that happen. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and belly button up. Nice, Jess. Pull back. Couple more. This one is awesome because you are toning and strengthening your upper body as you tone and strengthen your core. The key is to be thinking about zipping up a tight pair of jeans the whole time so that you avoid really swaying in your back like this, and instead you stay strong in your shoulders, strong in your pelvis, and you get some great strengthening. One more good one. Inhale to prep. Exhale, slowly roll out. You're doing great. Inhale, hold. Exhale, pull back. Come on back. Nice. Now bring your belly button to the ball and extend your legs out. Toes are still touching. Hands on the ground. You're doing a lower back strengthener. This comes from a Pilates practice. It's called swimming. Inhale to prep. Exhale, lift your right arm, left leg. Inhale, hold. Keep holding, lift and lengthen. Opposite shoulder. So for me, my left shoulder away from my ear. Belly button up. And come down. Nice. Inhale to prep. Exhale, lift your left arm, right leg. Belly button up. So the more you lift and lengthen, the more intense this one becomes. Adding the ball just adds another dynamic to this exercise. So usually in Pilates, you do it on the ground. Now you have to activate your core muscles a little more so that you don't fall off the ball. Nice. And drop down. Keep your toes planted on the ground. Pull your arms back a little bit so your hands are under your shoulders. Inhale to prep. Exhale, pull your elbows up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Keep going. Now, if at any point you want to make this one more challenging, again today or one day someday, you can add hand weights here. We're targeting our upper back, toning and strengthening the space between our shoulder blades and bringing blood flow there, which is really healing. Doing this on a regular basis can help release tension in your upper body. Make sure your gaze is at the ground to protect your neck. And then from here, if you need to take a break at any point, you're just dropping to your knees, rolling back and allowing yourself to hang over the ball. If you prefer to continue with the rowing exercise, do that. Otherwise, take one more deep breath, relaxing. Meet me in the same position, extend your legs out. Hands under your shoulders. This time you're going to pull your elbows in. Inhale to prep. Exhale up so that your elbows almost scrape your rib cage. Good. So very similar to what we just did, but now we're targeting our muscles in a little different way. As you do this one, shoulders stay away from your ears. Belly button up. Beautiful, Jess. Move with your breath. Couple more like this. 3, 2. On your last one, hold your elbows up. Now extend your arms and come back, so a tricep extension. Inhale down, exhale up. This isolates your triceps in a way that many other exercises can't do. It's really great for the back of your arms. Hang on if you can. 3, 2. Now hold your arms back. Pull your arms together towards each other. If it's possible, grab your hands, clasping. If that's not available to you, no worries. Lift and pull. This is locust from yoga. One more breath here. You're doing great. And then on your next exhale, release, drop to your knees, hang over your ball. Really nice job. If it would feel good to lift and lower your head, to loosen up your neck, feel free. If just hanging your head heavy feels best, that's great. Couple more breaths, relaxing. You really targeted your back there with those last few. On your next inhale, roll up. We're going to do a quick stretch for our upper back. So on your knees, flip your right palm and rest it on the top of the ball. Take an inhale to prep, and on an exhale, roll the ball across your body and let your chest fall towards the ground. So you want to feel this one in the muscles and tendons around your shoulder blade. Let your head hang heavy. Belly button is still strong. Take one more breath. Then use the strength of your core to come up slowly. Switch sides, flip your left palm, place it on the top of the ball. Inhale to prep. Exhale, roll. Deep breaths. Strong core. As you breathe deeply with this one, it can intensify the stretch because you're expanding your rib cage. It's a good thing. On your next inhale, come up, once again using your abs. And from here, meet me in a seated position on the ball. We're going to have a little fun with some jumping jacks. So once you get to your ball, make sure you're not rolling too far back, but you're a little bit forward. So if your ball was a clock with the top being 12 o'clock, you would actually want to be sitting at about 1 o'clock, not 12, because that's going to give you a little more control. Also, you want to make sure your feet don't come back towards the ball, but instead are in front of you a little bit again. That's going to, again, just give you more control and stability. So you're bouncing here. You're not allowing your seat to come actually off the ball. You're always staying in contact with the ball. But you can make these bounces as big or as little as you like. Along with this simply being just super fun, it also is a great way to get your lymphatic system, your fluids, your immunity fluids, I should say, moving, your blood flowing, so it's great for circulation. It's a great way to tone and strengthen all the little muscles around your spine, so it's wonderful for a healthy back. And then on top of that, it gets your heart rate up a bit. So you're just killing a lot of birds with one stone when you do this. We're going to make it a little more fun with some jumping jacks if you want to. You certainly don't have to. So if you'd like to do that, you're going to open and close. Inhale and exhale. So you can start with some bounces in between. As you want a bigger challenge, you just take away those transition bounces. So it looks like this. In, out, in, out. Core is strong. If you start to feel out of control, like you move back on the ball or your feet come back, just stop and readjust and start again. Couple more. The bigger your movement, the faster your movement, the harder these ones become. 3, 2, 1, stop. And then walk out. As you walk out, allow your back to be supported by the ball. Bring your hands either across your chest or, for a bigger challenge, stack them and bring them behind your head. Inhale to prep. Exhale, come up and twist. Inhale down. Exhale, right elbow twists to the left. So we're getting some great ab work in here. And with a twist is adding some strengthening and toning work for your obliques, which is the muscles, your abdominal muscles on your side body. Inhale down, exhale up. Your goal is to see how still you can keep the ball and the rest of your body as you come up and twist. 2 more on this side. And switch. Inhale down, exhale up and twist. Good. Doing great. The breath is important here. A lot of times we can forget about it, but when we pair our breath with our movement, not only does it help us get through the exercise, but it also makes the movement more effective. Couple more. Hang on. Wide elbows. Belly button to your spine. Last 3. Make them worth it. Remember, it's not about just rushing through, but quality movement. Good, Jess. And down, or up, now down. You can reach back if you'd like. If this doesn't feel good, then meet me in a seated position. After this stretch, we're going to move into one more round of jumping jacks. So if you'd prefer not to do this back bend, this supported back bend, then get right into your jumping jacks. When you're ready to move out of the supported back bend, begin by bringing your chin to your chest so your neck is supported. Then use the strength of your core to come up and walk your feet back as you do that. And then start to bounce. You can just do the seated bounces or go right into the jumping jacks. Remember to take a little time to make sure your positioning on the ball and the positioning with your feet is accurate so that you're maximizing your control and safety along with effectiveness. You're doing great. It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
The awesome thing about jumping jacks on the ball as compared to jumping jacks just on the ground standing is that it relieves pressure from your joints. So you get all the benefits of jumping jacks in regards to coordination, strength, and cardiovascular endurance, but you don't put the pressure on your knees or hips.
Hey.
Right? It's a win-win. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to move into what's called reverse bridge. So Jess, why don't we turn here in this direction so they get a better view of what we're doing. With reverse bridge, we're toning and strengthening the backside of our body. So start to walk out almost like you did with your ab exercise, but now arms out to a T. You're going to keep walking. The further you walk out, the more challenging this becomes. You want your knees over your ankles, then lift your hips. So you're squeezing the backside of your body. Arms out to a T will be easiest. It gives you a little extra support. For more of a challenge, bring your hands above your chest. Keep lifting your hips. Now for even more of a challenge, you're going to do some arm movement. So let's do a chest press type movement. Elbows are wide. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. One day, someday, if you want to add hand weights, you're welcome to. But even doing the movement without hand weights is going to benefit not just your upper body, toning and strengthening here, but also as you move, that makes it a little more challenging to keep the rest of your body stable. So arm movement can actually make it more challenging for your hamstrings and your glutes, meaning the exercise becomes more effective for those areas. Couple more if you can. Inhale down, exhale up. Check in with your hips, make sure they're lifted. And then make sure you're gently pressing through the big toe sides of your feet. That's going to get your inner thighs involved. It's also going to help protect your lower back, because when your inner thighs are involved, that always protects your lower back. You're doing awesome. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Walk back, but keep yourself connected to the ball and go right into a back bend if that feels good. Again, if it doesn't, that's just fine. You can meet us in a seated position instead. We're going to end our practice today with an exercise or a pose that's combining both a balance component with a beautiful hip stretch. It's going to be seated pigeon from a yoga practice. So when you're ready to move into that, remember, chin to your chest first to move out of this position, then use the strength of your core to come up as you walk your feet back. And we'll turn and face you again. Find that same position on the ball we were in when we did jumping jacks, so a 1 o'clock position, not a 12 o'clock position. And bring your right ankle to your left thigh. Arms out to a T will help you balance. And if you need to bring yourself to something stable, so you're holding onto a wall or a chair, that's just fine. Then sit up tall. Gently flex your right toes. And if you need a bigger stretch, begin to hinge forward slowly. So seated pigeon in a chair is great to stretch out your hips and your lower back, which is going to be accurate on a stability ball as well. So hopefully you're feeling a nice pull in those areas. But then, as I mentioned before, when you do this pose on a ball instead of a chair, so on an unstable base versus a stable base, then you add the balance component. So now you're engaging your abs a little more than you would be if you were in a chair. Heightening your body awareness a bit. One more deep breath here, make it worth it. Use the strength of your core to come up slowly. Drop your right foot to the ground. We'll switch right to the other side. So slowly bring your left ankle to your right thigh. Give yourself a second to adjust. Remember, arms out to a T always helps you balance, so feel free to find that position at any point. Gently flex your left toes. Strong posture. Stay here if you're feeling the stretch is intense enough for you. If you'd like a deeper stretch, then begin to hinge forward. Either way, deep breaths, shoulders away from your ears, face relaxed. If you fall off, that's okay. It's happened to me before, even while I've been teaching classes. One more inhale, one more exhale. Then slowly come up, both feet to the ground.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this content helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Also, if you're wondering how to become healthier, I've created a free masterclass for you that is truly your ultimate wellness guide. It's called Fit and Fabulous for Life: 7 Secrets that'll help you find your healthy living sweet spot. If you're intrigued, you should see a link to it on your screen now. You'll also find a link to it in the description box of this video. Thanks again for tuning into this video, and I hope you'll consider checking out my free Fit and Fab Masterclass.